Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast, and here I am at Elevate. And what a place this is. Man, packed with landscapers. It's a beautiful spot. Beautiful North Carolina. And listen, I bumped into these guys, Rancho Mesa, Drew Garcia. How you doing, Drew?
Doing well.
Our newest partner with the Harvest Group, and welcome aboard.
Proud.
So we want to share a few things about insurance. I know landscape guys, insurance, oh man, I got to get my insurance renewed, and I got worker comp, and I got all this stuff. And so share with me some of the things that you help companies out there with.
Yeah, I think, hey, we're at the convention right now. This is the insurance booth. We don't got the nice mowers and beautiful new autonomous mowers out here to attract people in. So with insurance, you're trying to solve problems for people. And I'd say some of those big things right now, work comp is always an issue for businesses, and making sure that their employees get the proper care that they need when they have those injuries. So there's some services that we can overlay onto the customer to help them with that claim process through work comp claims advocacy. We've got some internal KPIs to help measure the success of the safety program so that the group can continue to grow. Mm-hmm. We've got some training programs that we can help supplement their current safety programs, to help boost their overall ability to manage and mitigate risk when it comes to work-related injuries. So a number of things, but it just takes conversation and talking and figuring out what it is somebody needs, as opposed to trying to just say, this is what you got. It takes conversation, learning the business.
That's super good point. One of the things they talk about a lot is the renewal process with the agreement, right?
Yeah.
And usually they'll wait to the last minute, and there's confusion and all that kind of stuff. Walk us through what should it look like?
For us, it's, roll the clock back maybe 120 days before the policy comes up. That's when the process should start. We call that a pre-renewal. So ideally, you're sitting down to that 90 to 120 days out from renewal and having the conversation, both insurance professional and landscape professional, and figuring out what's going on in the current market, give them some insight as to what you're seeing and what could be anticipated for the renewal. Update the information, obviously, so we want to see, is there a change in operations, because that can interpret and it could change carrier appetite, and then managing and coming up with that strategy for the renewal so that it's smooth and seamless. Things aren't happening last minute, last second, and then COIs are getting out late. So we're sensitive to that and making sure that we start that process early, so that there's not that frustration in the end.
Good stuff. So share with us some of the challenges you've seen in the industry, and some of the things that you can help companies remedy or at least be aware of, and be cautious of not getting into those situations.
Yeah, I think that there's just in terms of the landscape industry in general, there's more oversight now from an underwriting side. So when the carriers are looking at a landscape company, I think it used to be a little bit more transactional, where it was send the information, provide the quote. Mm-hmm. There's much more oversight because, like we talked about, this industry's really evolved. There's a lot of services that can be provided, and now the carriers really want that detail, and they want to know who's the customer base, what services are being offered, who am I really looking at, along with the loss experience. So I would say for people to make sure that they're communicating those changes to their insurance professional, so that that information comes out to the carrier and it's not a surprise, during the policy when something comes up. And there was maybe some, they didn't know that you were providing elevated tree service, right?
Yeah.
Which could be something. But in terms of frustration, a lot of people have come to me at this event when it comes to auto. So for those commercial maintenance companies that got these big fleets, those auto policies are super difficult right now. There's a lot of need for the carriers to take rate increase just as a result of the market putting pressure on that particular line. And that could be hard as the contractor with no claims, seeing your auto premiums increase, trying to understand why that is. And that's what we try to do with our customers, is educate and anticipate so that those surprises aren't there, and then provide those tools that we feel like can help manage that the auto liability a little bit more with telematics and dash cams and trainings.
Both ways on the dash cam, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So we've seen a lot of favorable things come back from the carriers when it comes to those overall investments, as long as they're working and that the contractor's training, towards that information. Because having them is one thing, but making sure that you're on top of the information and training based on what you're receiving is super important.
Pretty good stuff, guys. We covered a great amount of territory there. And listen, these guys are going to be great partners. We know it. It's just a great match for the team here. And we're going to have a bunch more. Training films we're going to put together in our Harvest Way Academy on how to go about insurance issues and things like that. So we look forward to working with you throughout the future here.
I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you so much.
Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast. Now go out there and harvest your potential.